Welcome to Mask AI. If you are into no-code tools, automations, and AI-powered solutions, you are in the right place. Let's be smarter and not harder. We are entering an era where businesses won't just use AI. They'll depend on it to understand their own data. And at the heart of this shift is something called RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation. But here's the thing. Most people still have no clue on how to build one. A RAG system lets you feed your own data into an AI. So it doesn't just guess, it gives accurate answers based on your business content. It's like giving ChatGPT a brain full of your files, your own database, and your knowledge. The demand for custom AI solutions like this is exploding. And those who know how to build them will be way ahead of the game. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to build a complete RAG system in n8n, from uploading files to a vector database to syncing data from Supabase and finally create an AI agent that can answer questions intelligently. Yes, I'll be giving you the full template so you can plug it in your own business or client's project. Stick around, because learning this now might be the smartest move you made in this year. Yeah, diving into the overview of this workflow, there are so much of videos on how to build RAG systems, and you might come across those sort of videos, but the special thing about this RAG system is I have built a completely automated setup to upload and update data within a RAG system. Or in a business, it constantly getting data right as a business. Keep on growing and moving. It collects together some data like terms and conditions of contracts, SOPs, product specs, and made-in records, and other sort of any contracts. And also there are some structured data, as we say, like the sales summaries, product inventory, the financials here. So in here, we have divided it into two main parts. The upper part is where we upload our unstructured data to our Pinecone vector database. And the second part is where we update our data. See, think that if we made any change or add some sort of a data here, let's say there, if we change the price of piece, so it will automatically update the data. And then the RAG system will have the most updated data. We don't have to do it manually. So that's actually the main and key part of this workflow. And in the RAG system also, I have connected both the Pinecone vector database to with their unstructured data, and as for the structured data, I have connected Supabase. Oh, Supabase also have the function of having a vector database, but I chose Pinecone because then we can learn about two things in the same time. So moving on to the Pinecone vector database setup, I have set up a form trigger so we can manually upload files. So here I load more than one files through here, and we just have to press submit. Then all our new data will be added to our Pinecone vector database. So that's about this part. Moving on to the second part, I have set a schedule trigger which will run every day at midnight. So if there's any changes we did or any additional details we have added in case of a product name or something, so it will update it automatically to our existing tables in Supabase. So this schedule trigger will trigger at midnight, fetch our data from our Google Sheets. From these sheets, in this case it's a vehicle repair shop, so it will fetch their necessary data and feed it into our respective table, which matches with our Google Sheet in Supabase. So we have three tables. It's the same setup for all three tables. This will run first, this will run second, and this will run third. So we don't have to worry about manually uploading now data. So that's about it. Also moving on to the third part, you know that this is an AI agent I have connected by vector database, and also I have connected the Supabase tools. In here it will fetch data. So for the operation we have, say, get many from table, all three tables. So according to the query we ask, it will fetch us and give us the most relevant data. I have created a calculator and also a tool here. So that's a mean that LLMs are no good at doing maths. So in case of a thing the query we asked a mathematical interpretation, so this calculator tool will help it to overcome that to be worth. suitable as well. And then I also have added that think tool. Then it video be was a more logical answer. Okay, that's about this workflow. Let's have a quick check and test how this AI agent be function. Be high. Let's ask like what is summary of previous newly table triggered the message and it's running on the agent is running the query. Yeah, summary of the previous meeting date March 3 attendees CEO for review February 13K 30 by degree due to increase of EV maintain discusses update to price models to synthetic world changes. Yeah, let's go and check in here. Sorry, the meeting minutes. Yeah, so we got 10 precise answers as method. Question, okay, what is the duration of the management contract? The duration of the vehicle management contract is from January 1, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. Yeah, it's correct. And let's ask some few more questions. Okay, let's some question from these devers. These are profit for 2025. Yeah, it says January 11,950, 13,200 for February, and March 16,600. Let's go and see. Yeah, so it has given, even though this is for the 2024 December month, so it haven't got and reading from that. Let's check whether the total is correct. 41,750. Yeah, it gave us the correct answer. So yeah, I think rack system is working properly. We can feed so much of data. This is not enough of data, but in a real case we can store huge amount of data and get like that closer with our business. Like we can learn more. We don't have to go do manual search for through files and find necessary answers. So this rack system is a must-have system that I believe many businesses will adopt to be system in future. So learning about these systems and technologies will be beneficial for you in future. Okay, let's go and start on how to build this workflow. Okay, let's start building this workflow from creating a Pinecone vector database. First, we'll get the form trigger and we'll add elements to this form. We put it as vector pane, and now let's set the elements here. That's for the element type. I'll be using the file and setting a field name here. Create PCs here. Make sure to allow multiple files, then we can upload more than one file. It is in your submission, and also make sure you on this toggle as required field. Okay, now let's execute this, choose a file. Okay, now let's submit and use this file for the further integrations. Yes, we have received a file as a binary file. Now let's connect the Pinecone vector database, and the action will be add documents to vector store. Yeah. Okay, now let's set the credentials and create the indexes within the Pinecone vector database. Yes, so we'll have two things to figure out here. It's first to connect the API keys with the n8n and create an index. Then only we can upload documents to this Pinecone vector database. So first we'll set up the API keys. It's pretty straightforward here. Just have to go to API keys and press create the API keys and give a name for this. Okay, it's created now. Copy and paste it here. Okay, once it's been done, we'll create an index. We'll give a name for this, and we have to select a configuration text model. So we'll select llama for this, and make sure you keep the dimensions as 1024 in here. According to your region, select a suitable location from here, and create index. Okay, we have created the index now. So there are no records yet. We'll go and upload files and see how we can upload documents into this vector database. Credentials have been set and indexes has been created. So we'll select the respective indexing here. And now let's connect the embeddings. I'll be using the OpenAI embeddings in here. And also make sure this is important. I'll set the dimensions as 1025 in here because it must be same as the dimensions within the indexes in Pinecone. Okay, once set in embeddings, now let's set data loader. I'll be using the before data loading here. And now finally we'll be connecting there because your character text Peter. Since these files does not have so much of content in there, we'll be we'll use something like junk size 200 and character will have been s, so the chunk will have passed 10. Think once it's been done, snitching we are good to go now. Now let's run this and see whether we can upload the files. Yeah, it's running. Yeah. So this Pinecone node has divided into 8 indexes. Okay, now let's move on to the second. Yeah, in order to start within a second part, I got the schedule trigger. Yeah, it's already been set to trigger at midnight. Now I'll get the Google Sheets node, and for their actions I'll be selecting get rows in sheet. So we have to select the relevant sheets from it with respect to their table that we matches in these Supabase tables that we have set. Okay, sales summary. We'll select the sales summary first. And now let's get the loop over items node. And the bed size will be 1 for the now let's get the Supabase updater row node. Okay, now let's dive into the part where we create tables within the Supabase and also connect the APIs with n8n with Supabase. And to walk you through the step how to create a new project Supabase and to upload data into a database. Okay, first we'll create a new project. Give a name for that. We will name as you like, password, and depending on your region, select suitable server location, then create a new project. Our project is connect. The project has been created now. Now let's connect API keys, code to API docs, and you come to a screen like this in here. Click API settings, copy the project URL, and paste it in here. And as for the service or secret, go to API keys, and you'll find it in here. Copy it and paste it here. Okay, our connection tested successfully. We'll save the details. Okay, now let's create our tables. Okay, we can do it manually also, but I find it much easier to give a SQL command, then it will generate a swarm quickly and correctly. So I have created some custom commands can find it in the resources tab. So you just have to copy and paste it. Copy it, paste it here. Okay, it says success. Let's see whether the table is visible in here. Yeah, it's visible. Now let's add the rest of the tables also. Open a new tab, and this table is to record service records. This is just a random Zapier depending on the business that you build these automations. Change your table with their respective features that needed to be added. So once you have created a table like this in Google Sheets and give a simple command in ChatGPT to convert this into a CSV format, it will convert it to a format like this. Then you can manually add all those details to our as tables through this SQL edit in the Supabase. Okay, now let's create the next step also. Run the query. That says success, and there's one more table I think. Yeah. There's another table for the product specs. Let's add this also. Okay, it also says success. Let's see and have a final look. All 3 tables are visible in here. Yeah, so data have been successfully added. Now we can retrieve any data from these tables and ask for any details in this. Okay, let's move forward there. Okay, once we have set credentials and tables have been created, I'll execute the workflow to build the necessary details for us for the further automations. And for the table ID, there's a small we have to match between the tables. There are table names with the Google Sheets and the table names with the Supabase are quite different, but anyway their content within the table is identical. So for the sales summary, we'll be made in the service record table in the Supabase. So I'll be selecting there. And now let's select the condition. And for the condition, I'll be using the ID so that in that place only the Supabase will identify to fill their details within the bits table. Okay, must be equal to value the ID from a Google Sheet. Okay, once it's been done, let's connect our fields now. Okay, again we'll start it from the ID. For the ID, I'll be needing the field value as the schema from group over items. And for the field name, now the date, which all these items are available according to this, I will fill them and get back to you. Here now I have set all our fields according to the corresponding values over here. Now let's execute this workflow. Yeah, we have successfully updated data. As you see, it's the identical values as in the Google Sheet. Okay, moving further, isn't actually the other two items are also identical as the above. The workflow we created this now. We'll just duplicate it and change the relevant field. Okay, we have to connect the same schedule trigger to this fate, so to this workflows also, then all of them will be updated at the same time. We now only have to change the row according to our tables. Now I had to select the corresponding table within the Supabase, which meant for our financial record table in a Google Sheet. So it's month financials. The same thing again, we have to change these values, so it will be also starting from the ID. Yeah, again it's the same thing. So item we don't have to do this again and again. I hope you understand what's the go between this the things we did. Now so it's here also it's the same. We just have to change the file names. All the other workflows are same. Now we must select the product specs in here. The table ID will be inventory product. So yeah, we'll I'll say according to the field names, and I'll meet you in the testing of the WhatsApp AI agent. Now let's get into the Boolean AI agent check trigger. I'm using this check trigger because it's so much of easy for us to do when testing. But in case of real life scenario, we can connect bots, Gmail, Telegram, or anything that you need to get the constant communication through AI agent from whichever the method you choose. But for the testing, I'll use this. When a chat trigger known, then it will save so much of time. So once after everything is done, we can connect any tag trigger, WhatsApp, Gmail, or any sort of thing like that. For the memory, I'll choose simple memory. And now let's connect their tools. I renamed their Pinecone with Pro, so the operation won't be retrieve documents as a tool. Compare your lead base, their name be city pass before. You can't give any name you want. And for the description, I'll give a simple command. Now let's see that Pinecone is index. So it will be n8n drag. Yeah, that's about right. Now let's connect embeddeds. Yeah, and here make sure you use n8n. So our vector of a database tool is connected. Now let's get the Supabase tools. Sorry, on the vector. That's it also has a vector database, but we for the operations we need to get many cakes set now. Now let's connect the other two tables also. The operation did many table name could be inventory products. Okay, all three Supabase tools are connected. Now let's connect the calculator tool, and now the link through the business the default description it comes. Execute that like that. If you know to like we can according to our use cases we can change it also. But for now let's keep that like that. Oh yeah, every tool is connected now. Oh, let's see whether if our check bundle is working. Yeah, it's perfectly working. That's about this workflow. So once we have, sorry, I forgot one thing. I couldn't give the system message for this. In this case, I have built up a system message from. Let's copy it and paste it. Yeah, we are all set now. Let's ask a random question. Yeah, it's working fine. Thank you for staying until this end of this video. Something you learn about so much of thing about this rack system, the importance, and also importance of updating our rack system will constantly give us more specified details. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you for staying. If you want to download with this workflow, it's in the description. Go to the link and video. And thank you for watching this video. Let's meet again with another cool